Hello, I'm Greg.
And I'm Kris.
And this is It Worth It, y'all? And this is week 4 pantry update, our recap. Thursday, we had leftovers.
And we didn't take pictures of any of that because it was just leftovers. I think we finished off the tofu tacos. So nothing crazy.
No. And then Friday, we had homemade clam chowder.
That was great.
That was good.
Yes. So good.
And then Saturday, we did chicken wings in the air fryer.
Yeah.
With this new way to batter your eggs that we found off of Sam the Cooking Guy's channel.
Batter the wings. You said eggs.
Oh, wings. Batter the wings.
And it was great. And I think we've decided that we like panko breadcrumbs better than like regular Italian breadcrumbs. The panko breadcrumbs like took it over the edge. And it was good. Greg's microwave is like all fancy and has like 85 buttons on it. And he finally read the instructions and figured out the air fryer. And I'm so glad you did. They were so good. And the sauce that you made was really good too. Do you remember what was in it?
I have it written down. Because that needs to go in our recipe.
We need to, that needs to be in our repertoire. And Greg was a cooking fool this week. Go ahead.
And then Sunday, I did Swiss chard frittatas in my Dutch oven.
Yes.
It was bacon, Swiss chard, onions, and we actually used freeze-dried eggs.
Yeah, we used freeze-dried eggs because I hadn't busted into one of the buckets yet. We did. We're down to 2 buckets now. And I think it turned out fine. I think they rehydrated great. And those eggs were from 2021.
Yeah, because the day before, we went to make breakfast, and we were at my house, so instead of coming back here to get eggs, most of the freeze-dried stuff is in the basement at my house. So Kris was just like, well, you want to try the freeze-dried eggs? And we've been meaning to try to put something from the freeze-dried tote into our meal plan, but every time we do, we end up kicking it to the curb.
We changed something. So that's okay, though, because I'm not going to the grocery store, so no more finding sales.
Yes.
For now.
And then Sunday night, we had a little
snafu
mishap at my house. We blew a circuit the freezer was on, and we couldn't get the freezer to come back on. So we quickly moved everything out of that freezer and got it into our other freezers, and we did not turn on the other chest freezer, so now we have. And then Kris went down about an hour later, and the freezer was working.
It turned on.
So apparently it just needed time to reset itself.
Yeah, but we did. Now, when I don't necessarily care to have our freezers this full because you literally have to play Jenga or Tetris to get things in and out. But I think it's going to be okay. It's a little much. It's a little much. But I think when we do our menu planning for February, we kind of have it kind of drawn out. But once we do our menu planning for February, I think if we focus on we're reducing the freezer stuff.
And we realize that we have a lot of stuff that we need to get through in the freezers. But what we did, if you go back and look at our video on when I do the inventory, we live driving distance about 3 minutes apart, if that.
And that's including like pulling out of the driveway and going from reverse to drive. And
it took us at the most 30 minutes to unload the freezer, bring it all, some of it in my refrigerator freezer, bring it over here, separate it into 3 different freezers.
We actually reorganized too because a lot of the turkey stuff was out in the garage freezer. And so not only did we empty, but we reorganized here for it to make sense. So we put all the items with items, the vegetables together, the chicken together, the pork together.
But what made it go so smooth is the totes that we put inside the freezer.
Yes.
There was 4 totes. The only thing that we had miscellaneously laying around
a couple chickens
was chickens and frozen vegetables.
Yeah.
Bags of frozen vegetables that we've gotten like the 10 for 10 at the grocery store.
Yeah. Yeah, that was nice.
It made it so much easier. So if you
put it in the car.
Yeah, if you go back to our video of the inventory, you can see that it made it. So if that would ever happen again, we're always going to use totes from now on.
Yeah.
Whether we start looking, I may even start looking for more like baskets, like wire.
Oh yeah, okay.
Because the totes do take up. It's hard. It's to slide them out and in.
Fit so perfect. They're almost If once you get a little bit of ice buildup on the sides, they fit so perfectly. You have a hard time getting them out.
But it made it so much easier to.
That was thank goodness.
Yeah.
Thank goodness we did that. Monday was a awesome meal because we had to make room in the freezer, so we changed our plans and thawed out one of our meatloafs, and then we ended up having 2 of our canned vegetables, canned corn from this year, and canned potatoes from 2023. And we had meatloaf, corn, and mashed potatoes with powdered milk, and I think they tasted fine.
They tasted just fine.
Yep. And then Tuesday was leftovers, and then it was my turn to cook finally. And since today is Chinese New Year, happy Chinese New Year, we had chicken fried rice because we also had a chicken that we needed to cook through.
Yes.
So we ended up pulling out TV dinners. We're going to eat that tomorrow. We had 4 chickens we couldn't fit. So I'm going to we ate the one and we're going to can the other 3, I think. Unless we can rearrange the schedule again. And then what else?
We pulled out all the lard.
All the lard. So I'm going to render lard for you guys. That'll be a video coming up. I think that was it that didn't fit. That we just kind of decided we needed to, let's move on these projects and get them done. So I think we were fortunate that the rest of the refrigerator, freezers were lower. They weren't empty, but we made room. And the totes were a game changer.
Yes.
I think that helped tremendously. So, okay, same question.
And it was actually a blessing in disguise, the freezer, because the reason why we busted the circuit breaker was because we started seeds.
Yeah.
So we plugged in lights, heating mat for the seeds, and it was just too much for my house.
Too much
because I have an old circuit breaker.
Too much for that circuit. So, which is okay. Now we don't have to worry about it.
Yeah.
Because the freezer's gone.
And now we have some seeds started already.
Yes, that's awesome. I'm excited, and we will film that. If you've been with us for a while, you know that we're very in tune with. That's why we do these pantry challenges, to figure out what we eat and also to figure out what we want to grow. Because those 2 things are very much interrelated. And if we can grow it in the backyard, I'd rather grow it in the backyard, because I'd rather walk 15 feet to my grocery store instead of having vegetables flown in from wherever, thousands of miles away. So same question. Do you feel like you're missing anything yet?
No. No, especially now that I learned how to use an air fryer. Now it's now we're going to try all kinds of stuff.
Uh-oh.
No, I don't.
That's okay. We got plenty of freezer stuff we need to eat.
As I've said almost each week, if you're prepared for, if you know what's on your shelves, it's not that hard. But again, we are 2 miles instead of 7 or 8 or a big family. It would be more difficult.
Yeah, I think you would have to prepare differently.
Yeah.
So we still feel like we haven't put a dent in
we haven't.
In what we've got stored. I have a feeling this is going to go on for a little bit longer after we're done.
We've already discussed even taking it past February. But we're going to if we do it, we're going to give ourselves we're
going to get new rules.
A little stock up.
Yes.
Just because we're out of Parmesan cheese, we don't use a whole lot of it, but when we went to use it, we realized that that we didn't have a 50-gallon drum of it. We realized there's a few things that we're like, okay, and we've started a list so that when it's over, then we can go, but we're not going to go get stuff that's on because it's just on special.
Meaning I don't go.
Yeah. So we're talking maybe extending another 2 months.
Yeah.
Because we really want to cut into what we have.
We do. We really want to And the part of that is we want to go ahead and buy a whole beef and a half a beef and a whole hog. And to do that, we still don't have enough freezer space, so we need to eat that down so we can make room for that purchase. So that's the ultimate goal. We've got a couple farmers picked out that we want to go see and talk to. So, well, I have them. Greg hasn't seen it yet. But I don't feel like I've missed anything. I've got a couple more ads to the list. Sesame oil. And there was something else tonight I was looking at and we ran out of. Oh, and mirin. I use mirin in our Asian cooking. So mirin and sesame oil we need to add to the grocery list. So not too, but we still only have like 6 or 7 things on the grocery list that we've run out on. So I think that's good too.
Yeah.
So anyway, all right, y'all. Week 4 in the books. Like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already. And until we see you on the next video, bye, y'all.
Bye, y'all.